Welcome back to City Skylines 2 and to White Pine County. My name is Caesar. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Last time I made a bunch of people cringe. I ran a rail all the way under this river, lake, ocean, bay thing, and it was very cringy. And although it would be nice to fix it, I think I'm going to leave it. Because I want to work on other stuff. I'm not saying it'll stay like this forever, but for now it's functional and it serves its purpose of transporting things from this cargo station and out of the city. And I think that's kind of what I was going for with this. I'm not going to change it too much. I guess we could also talk about a couple things. Well, not really. Just a couple of things for the channel, really. If you've been around for a while, I guess today is July 19th, which officially marks a whole month of me uploading every single day, sometimes double uploading, which is the longest streak that I've ever had on YouTube. And for once, I'm not burnt out because of the way I've been doing things. So that means we're not stopping anytime soon. So I appreciate you all being around. We're so close to 2,000 subscribers, so please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and consider becoming a member. Join the Discord down below where we can engage in some discussion, and you can get a couple of sneak peeks into what's next for the channel and possible new city, you know. So anyways, we'll stop talking about that stuff. So next series for City Skylines 2, I've already started recording it, and I think it's going to be really sick. And I say that because it's going to be different than this city, because this city we started off slow, and it turned out really nice over here, and it things had purpose. But I feel like I've lost the reason for me building the city, and I haven't really had much story to build. I've kind of just been building to build, and it feels really off. You know what I mean? Like you can see history over here of things developing. But other than that, it doesn't really go anywhere. And I think that's on me for just kind of speeding through it and not taking my time with it. So this series will continue for, I don't know, probably a while. So there's still a lot of space we have and a lot of stuff I want to do here. But the next series will have less episodes, so you'll see an episode less often. But they're going to be more well put together. And I'm going to lean into more of story building for the city and taking more advice from you guys, things like that, so we can start you know, building a city the way we want to see it, I guess is the direction I'm going with. And I want it to have a story, I want it to have depth and meaning, and I want it to have character, right? So that's another reason to join the Discord. I'll be leaning a lot on the community, a lot on you guys to help me make decisions for, you know, maybe things I've messed up on that we got to redevelop, or maybe future plans and things like that. I'm still learning the game a lot. My skills are nowhere near super perfect. I mean, it's kind of obvious, but it's definitely something I'm working on. And I think the more I play, obviously, the better I'll get at the whole detailing aspect of the game and slowing down and kind of really enjoying what I'm doing. But all right, I'll stop talking now. So today, what I really want to do is work on education a little bit because, well, we have a capacity for 7,000 students and we have 21,000 students eligible for elementary schools, which means there is a major demand. And there's a couple of ways we could approach this. I could easily just go around and slap a couple of urban elementary schools down, which I'm not against. And I think, honestly, this area seems kind of weird with it, right? Because the way it's kind of built up, it feels very off. But I think if we put one here, we're going to destroy a bunch of buildings, but they'll rebuild where they can. But I think it's a good place for it to keep. It's more in this urban area, and I think it'll make do there. And that's going to fill up rather quickly. If we speed this up, you're going to see very quickly that we have a lot of students coming into the schools. We already have 100, and it's been open for a little bit. There it goes. Almost 500 students, almost 1,000. It's going to hit 2,000. It's going to max out. And we'll have the same problem again because there's so many elementary schools that are just so many elementary school needs that we're just not, you know, really fulfilling. So I think this elementary school really serves this general area, right? Because of the lake barrier or the river barrier. So I think I want to put in an elementary school over here in this area. And I think it'll be really good for the community and they'll have a school nearby. And it'll get rid of the demand as much, hopefully. And I think overall, right, if you're moving in with your family, you'd want to have schools nearby. You don't want education to be super overcomplicated. And I think us providing a little bit more availability for things like this, I think would just be fantastic. We're gonna go ahead and add this gym here. Can we add this? Okay, I want this next to the building though, so we're gonna go ahead and extend this pathway here. And we're totally not respecting the topography at all, are we? Nope, we are not. Let's try this again. That was actually really, really bad. And we have a lot of space here, but I kind of just want to flatten this area out and call it a day, if I'm being honest. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to just flatten out like this. We can take it to there. And then something like that. And then we can now bring us a road all the way through here. And it's going to be perfectly straight now because there's no weird curvatures of the land here, and I think that'll be fine. So put down our elementary school. I say right there. And was that elementary school? It was. Okay, cool. We're going to go ahead and grab our gymnasium and plug it in on this road here. If it'll stop. Okay, don't snap to the side of the building there. I think snapping there makes a little bit more sense, and that just looks really nice. I'm going to go ahead and add a couple of extension classrooms. I know these are a bit controversial. Some people don't like them, but you know, where I live, a lot of schools have these. And they help with capacity issues, you know, especially when school districts aren't very good at putting money where it's supposed to go. It's kind of needed, you know, so you'll see a lot of these trailers and things like that. But I think on the backside here, I think this actually looks pretty well, like pretty nice. And I kind of like it because it keeps the entrance here facing the back of the school. So I think this makes sense and it fills in the area kind of nicely. So we're going to go ahead and include some vegetation just to mitigate the noise and provide a bit of a separation between the school and the residential zone. That way people complain a little bit less. It acts as a natural buffer for noise and things like that. And I think it's just going to be very, very good. Just a couple of trees like that, and I think that'll be fine. Doesn't have to be anything crazy. It's an elementary school. It's not going to be noisy at all anyway. If we had a high school with a football field here, it'd be a different story. But we don't, so there's no real reason to worry about it. All right, so next street I want to drag in. We're going to make a connection from here all the way into this zone here via a bridge. And we're going to do this with an at-grade crossing, if we can anyway. It'd be nice to not mess with the terrain too much here, which I think we should be able to do. I'm going to lower this to 50%, maybe a little more, maybe 20%, 30. We'll go 20%. And that's not what I wanted to do. Gonna flatten that out again. I want to raise this terrain, but because of these houses here, it's not going to work out. So we're going to delete a couple of houses. Just like that. That's kind of the connection I'm looking for. Now there's a connection into this neighborhood too without having to go all the way around. And I think we're not going to see too much traffic just because of the area, and I think it'll be fine. But what this allows us to do is now we can zone in on the rest of this residential area, which I wanted to do before. But one thing I want to get rid of first is this transformer station. I feel like it doesn't really fit here. We put this temporarily down because we needed electricity in this area because it wasn't really reaching all the way over here. But it doesn't make sense there anymore, in my opinion. So I want to move it. And I think we're just going to move it over here near this industrial section. And I feel like it makes just a little bit more sense over here than it did over there. So go into our wires, go with our power lines, go ahead and bring that down and then just connect that up. No, that's not how that works. Ignore me. There we go. That's connected and that works. So we'll go ahead and leave that there. That'll be fine. That automatically has a road connection here. We shouldn't have any bottlenecking issues over here. No, we don't. That's perfect. And now we can connect this road up here to this education zone. Which I know there's two elementary schools like really close to each other, but I'm okay with it. That river really acts like as a very natural barrier to, like, I guess your school district or your school zone, right? So people here would be zoned for here. technically. I'm not going to go ahead and do districts this time around because things are kind of too complicated to do districts for, but I'm just going to imagine it. I think that's okay. All right, we're going to go ahead and start zoning out a bit of a grid here, and I want to break up this grid here a little bit so it's not just the same grid continuing over here. I kind of want to follow the natural curvature of the land here. Unpause the game, let things start building out naturally, and I think that'll be good to go. But I think this is a good start. Can we get zoning over here? We can. We just got to destroy the zoning here first, and then that'll build out. Now that we have this zoned out, we can go ahead and actually zone this, and that'll build up because we destroyed the zoning on that building, on that street. And again, over here, I want to get rid of the zoning here, and right here too. We'll keep it there, but here we got to get rid of it. And we'll get rid of this so we can get as much zoning back as we can. We can zone it pretty much close to the curve, or to the end here. And I think we'll get one more property here. We can probably squeeze in a few here. That'll be fine. And we'll go to the 4 like that. Ooh, Extreme Athletes Villa. That's another signature building, which I think is really neat, which I think we're going to use. Okay, hear me out. Hear me out, right? Might be a bad idea. I don't know, right? Where is this villa? How do you get this villa? It kind of fits the lot sizes for this area anyway, right? And it's a waterfront property. I thought it was going to be bigger, if I'm being honest. So let's put this down and look at this. This honestly fits in really, really well on these like waterfront property zones. I think we're going to call a mulligan there and then put this property down. Now their neighbors are going to hate them. I mean, I guess the well-being is high, right? So I guess that, you know, they're fine, but I think their neighbors are going to hate them simply because they have a skate park and like an underground pool, and you know they're going to have parties here. Just seems like that. It just seems like that kind of a house, you know what I mean? I'm sure it'll happen. Now, I don't want to zone here right on the bridge because I feel like that'd be a little too close to the bridge anyway. But I want to zone all along this road here. And I think we're going to get away from the waterfront properties a little bit. But we'll sprinkle a few in between. So we'll go ahead and put that down. But we're going to sprinkle a few of these waterfront properties still in this area. So I want this area to seem a little bit higher class. Like maybe that's the word for that. I'm not sure. But I think having a few waterfront properties kind of makes sense for this area. I think that'll be fine as it builds up. There we have it. But I think right here, this is like a major area in this place. And I think put it in some low density commercial. Kind of works out. I don't want it to be this giant building though. Let's, do we shrink it to that? What do we get from there? 2 buildings. I'm okay with 2 buildings there. That's completely fine with me. So I'll just provide a little bit of amenities for them in that area, and I think that'll be fine. And we're gonna go ahead and just keep zoning this area in all the way to the 4 grid. I don't want it to be more extensive than that. That'll be good to go. Get some EU over here. There we go. However, we have a lot of hill areas, so I don't want to use the terrain too much. So we're going to push it till maybe about there and let that build out, and then we'll just flatten that. But I don't want to push it too far this way. We'll have to mess with the water a lot, and I don't want to mess with water. It's going to cause a lot of issues, that's for sure. Just like that again. Again, we'll leave a gap over here, and I think that'll be fine. Now, I want to see how this will turn out before we make a decision to leave it, because I don't really know how it's going to turn out. And I want to see if it's going to destroy the terrain too much. It's definitely pushing on the terrain, but I don't think it's horrible. I think this house is too close to the edge. We're going to D-zone this one. That looks weird, right? That looks really weird. But I feel like that's nothing some vegetation can't fix. How's our education system looking? We put down 2 schools, right? 2 elementary schools have gone down. And we're still down by like 11,000 seats in elementary schools, which is insane. If I'm being honest, it's completely insane. But I get it. It's a lot of kids in our city, which is it's a good problem to have, right? Since we have a lot of movement in this area. This is kind of more of a dense area. I don't think the school's going to be enough for this area. So where can we put another elementary school? We have one here, so I don't want to put another one right next to that one. What's this? That's a police station? We'll get rid of that police station. I actually don't know if that was needed, so we'll put another one there if, if it's needed or something down the road. But I think we'll move it for now. I think that's a good place for an elementary school. And I think that works. And again, I want to get the extension wing for this just on the backside. I feel like it really fits nicely and I like it a lot. So I'll go ahead and do that. Not going to let me because I used move it and stuff like that. So everything kind of broke. But I should be able to place this down nicely. Just like that. We have a tree in the middle, which is completely fine. We'll just go ahead and bulldoze whatever doesn't need to be there. It's because I used move it with the anarchy on. So it started spawning trees everywhere. But I think it's fine. There we go. That's another school, which is probably already full. Yeah, I mean, the game's running on slow and it's already full. It's completely crazy. I'm just gonna keep saying it. I'm gonna keep saying it until one day it stops being so crazy. We have an elementary school here, which kind of services this entire area, if I'm being honest. But there's a real need for an elementary school in this area. You can kind of see the demand here, and they're kind of demanding for it. I think putting an elementary school in this area kind of makes sense. We've got to find a place where you don't have to destroy a bunch of stuff. I think if we draw out another road here, right? We do something like this. Okay. We'll get this perfectly zoned here. We'll go to there. Drag this in. Cool, right? Now what I can do is do a little bit of these row homes. Nothing crazy. We're not going to go insane with this, okay? But just a few. Just like that. And then the rest of this, we'll do regular housing. I think it'll be good to go. Just like that. Nothing else. Squeeze in another one here. Sure, why not? Take that all the way. Let's go ahead and fix that so it can extend out all the way. And then we'll use this side of the street for a school. And I think that'll be fantastic. So, again, we'll grab our... Should we use a different asset for this? This larger elementary school doesn't really make sense over here, I don't think. I think it's too big for the area. And maybe it's not. We'll go ahead and use it because I think it fits nicely because there's a lot of space back here. I kind of want to use it where there's where we have the like the ample space to do this. I think we'll use it here if anywhere. There we go. Just like that is completely fine. I want to go ahead and get the extension wings because this thing's going to be completely full. Every elementary school needs a park or a playground. If you don't give it a playground, you're an animal. That's all I'm going to say. And I want to get the clinic extension because it helps with student health and there's no negatives to that. Just a little bit more expensive, but I think it's worth it. Now, because we started zoning this, we can probably just kind of grid out a little bit more, just to utilize a little bit more of the space, and I think it'll be okay. Those two are kind of close, but I don't think there's going to be a lot of traffic over here anyway. So I think we're going to just go ahead and zone out anyway. I want to leave a gap. I don't want zoning onto this main road here, especially from residential. So we're going to go ahead and empty that out there. And then we're going to go get some NA low residential. Fill this in completely here. Ooh, good thing I messed that one up right there. And we'll go ahead and grab our tool here, just like that. Zone this in, perfectly fine. Get rid of this, right? And then what we'll do, we're going to get some trees to separate kind of this quote unquote industrial zone of the city, which is just our power thing and our communications antenna. I still want to provide a little bit of a spacing in between the neighborhoods because I feel like this makes a little bit more sense, especially like I wouldn't want to live next to one of those things. Like that'd be really annoying. I'm going to go ahead and grab our, oh, not these. Where is our oak tree? There we go. I think we'll go a little bit more organized and scattered here. Something like this. I think that'll be fine. And then we could even do some more over here on this road, just to make that split in between these neighborhoods here. Not these neighborhoods, but the residential and this utilities, I guess, right? So then we'll go ahead and sprinkle some other trees here just as a natural barrier. Right, something like that. That doesn't have to be too insane. Sure, we'll put some chestnut in here. Like a mini forested area. I think that'll be fine. And over here we can squeeze in some more trees. Just right in here. I think if we go with some spruce trees, I think it'll be fine. Let's go ahead and fix that though, because that's really horrible. We actually have our line tool, so why aren't we using our line tool? Let's go ahead and get our spruces, go to line tool. I think if we do a spacing of like 5, it might be fine. We'll go with adults. It's not gonna let me. What if we do like 6? Almost 7. And we got all adults. There we go. We're gonna get this a little bit. We'll go down the middle. That'll be fine. Just like that. I don't think they're needed back here, but I think I'll just leave it like that, just to cover that side. And then we'll go with a little bit with another row of trees here. Just like that. Then we'll go like that. That'll be fine. Now, next thing I want to do, right? Obviously, we still have a major need for education. We have an elementary school here, but we don't really have a lot of density, like a lot of space here. I mean, obviously, because it's a small area, and I didn't expect to have another elementary school here to begin with, but it kind of happened over time. I think we're going to squeeze in a couple of these right here. And I think if we turn off snapping, it'll be a little bit easier to do this. I want to squeeze in a couple of these. And I think lining that up to here, like that. And then we get one more here. Just to provide a bit more classrooms for this area. And I think it fits the area nicely anyways. It doesn't really disrupt anything, and I feel like it's going to be a good use of this vacant land that isn't really being used for anything else. And I think that's going to be a solid use for that anyway. But I could be completely wrong. But I think it works, because now we have a bunch more room for students. Well, so far what we've done, I mean, we've provided a bunch more availability for our schools, and I think that's going to be really good. And as time cycles, we're going to need more high schools. There's going to be more elementary schools, more elementary school children finishing school, and then we'll have a major need for high schools. But until we get there, I think it's fine. We also have a college up here, which only has a capacity for 1,000 students, which only 700 students go here anyway. I guess there's no real transportation to get here, so I guess I could understand why not everybody goes here. So I guess fixing that transportation issue would probably fix a little bit of a thing. But, oh, speaking of transportation, one thing we're going to do, we're going to fix this bus lane here. And someone called me a dumb American again, pretty much. Okay, no, they didn't. But the context of what they're saying is a typical American way of doing transportation, which is pretty much what I did. And we're going to fix that issue today. Now, which line is this? Which line are you? Bus line 3 is this one. We're going to go ahead and delete bus line 3. There we go. And we're going to go ahead and delete all of these stops here for now. So I want to place them down where they're actually supposed to go. At least it'll make a bit more sense for our setting here. Where was that other one? I swear I saw another one here. There it is. Like that. Destroy that one. And then I think we'll leave this one here. That's fine. And we have our subway there. Completely fine. And that's about it. All right. So the way I want to do this bus station a little bit differently, right? Which I don't even know if we have any more space in here. We have what, one here that I just used and then two here. Okay. We might need to extend this bus station or something down the road later. Okay. The way we're going to do this, go to the North American ones. Well, should we do it that way? I'm thinking now. See, now I'm thinking. Yeah, we'll do it this way. Okay. So we're gonna keep this on the main streets, and I think it'll make sense as we're going. And we're gonna just line up a few stops here. There we go. Just like that. And this will act as our transportation to our school, even though it's in a little bit of a weird area. I think it's just needed. And then we're gonna follow the bus route all the way back, going through here. Just like this. And that will service this area. Instead of what I had, that weird looping thing that I had going on before, we're going to have a little bit of a different stop. And I think it's going to work out really well. And we're going to draw one more stop in after that. So you'll see how I plan to service the rest of that area. But for now, I think that's good to go. So we're going to start a route here. And the bus is going to come out this way. Going to hit this bus stop first, the way it did before. Just follow this all the way up. And there's no reason to have another bus stop here because there's nothing here anyway. So this will go up to the school. And I think we'll utilize the roundabout because I think that'll flow a little bit smoother. There we go. And then it'll work its way back all the way to this bus stop here. Yeah, just like that. So that way it's servicing both ways. And that was a good point that was made in the comments, was even though it's circling one way, technically it's serving both directions just because there's, you know, the extra, because it's looping back around on itself again, right? So that makes completely sense to me, and I don't know why I didn't do that before. So I appreciate the advice. Helps a lot, as usual. Thank you. I think it ends here. Oh. Complete that. And there we go. Now we have that complete stop. I'm going to speed that up a little bit. I'm going to speed it up just to let the buses kind of recycle themselves, and I think that'll be fine. And I guess while that goes, we'll slow down time a little bit. We're going to go ahead and start our next loop. And obviously we have bus station here. Instead of going all the way around this way, we're going to have a bus loop servicing this area and back. And I think this will really serve the area nicely, and I think it'll work out. It's going to work a little bit differently. It's going to do a little bit of the looping on itself and then what I do a little bit, but I think it'll be fine. So we're going to have a bus stop here. Then I think we'll have a bus stop here. We're going to go across. We'll service this. We're going to service this thing here, right? And then we're going to loop into this area a little bit, nothing crazy. And we'll loop into here. We'll hit this bus stop here, and then we'll come back around this way and loop back on itself, and then just end at the bus station again. And I think that'll be a good stop. Good, that'll be a good route. Their public transportation is definitely not up to par, and it's definitely helps with traffic if you can have a good public transportation system. I know people will be like, well, you can just build more highways and then you'll get rid of your traffic, but long-term solutions, people want public transportation. People only really drive because there's no other way to get places, right? So that's kind of something you want to keep an eye on. What's going on here? Let's go ahead and zoom that back. Ooh, why is that doing that? Why can't he go forward? We're going to use our tools here and fix that because I don't like that at all. We're going to allow a straight connection here. There we go. We'll allow that. We're going to remove U-turns and unsafe turns like that, but that should be allowed to go straight because then now I can go back in here. I have to restart that, don't I? Yeah, I do. Crap. All right, so we'll go back in here. Oh, not from there. We're going to go in here. That one's not being used. Then we'll make that right turn, connect into there. Hit that stop. Hit this stop. They might be a little too close, but I think it's fine. I think having more availability for these connections just kind of makes more sense in my opinion. That's what we're gonna do. This will loop itself that way, and then end here into our bus station. That'll be good to go. Let's get it in here completely so we can get that going. We're gonna speed this up a little bit just so we can see the buses go out and see if this is gonna help at all. Because obviously right now everybody's relying on the subway system and it doesn't really go many places. Well, I guess it does take them back to the bus station, so I guess that kind of works. Which I like our subway system. I'll be honest, it's kind of sloppy underground, but its functionality for it I think is really nice. Is there a subway system? Yeah, here it is. Is it line details? It is. 62 passengers, 5 passengers there, 1 passenger here, 8 passengers here. Where's this stop here? Yeah, the bus station has the most passengers, and this bus station is really serving as like our central hub. Just kind of scary for these people who live here because this place is going to be pretty freaking. Yeah, it is medium noise. So if people complain about noise, I don't blame them. Some people are living right behind the bus station, but I think it's okay. I'm not going to worry about it too much. If I'm being honest. Wow, we have an air pollution problem. Where? Oh, this thing is polluting our residential zone. Ooh. This is probably producing a lot of air pollution, huh? I doubt it's this because there's no residential zones over here, so that wouldn't really make sense. All that's blowing out that way anyway. No residential out here. I could see it being this maybe a little bit, but this kind of blows past our like government buildings. I don't think they'll really care about that air pollution. Maybe I have no idea. Here, pollution is spreading all over the ground. Okay, where's that at? People are gonna start getting sick if we're not careful here. No one lives near a thing that could produce ground pollution, though. There's nobody near this, though. Like, there's no ground pollution there. There's no ground pollution where anybody lives here. I don't understand where people are complaining about this. I really don't. I think it's fine. I don't see any major issues, but I don't know. Oh, our water and sewage is behind now. It's kind of crazy. How much do we have over here? We have 2 pumps. That's about it. So it kind of makes sense. We should probably get something a little bit better than what we're doing here besides these like regular water pumps. But I think for now, just to fix the issue, we'll go ahead and just roll one of these. Is that gonna work? That's working and I'll take it. Okay, and then what I'm gonna do next is get another of the, what are they called? Sewage outlet things. And get that put. Do we have any sewage handling going through here? Don't think we do. I'm sure we do, right? Doesn't make sense if we wouldn't. Wow, we're actually not processing any garbage. Just realized that. Oh wow, the water's polluted like crazy over here. This is this geothermal plant. I guess that kind of makes sense though. What is this? I don't know. I don't think we have any water. Yes, okay, we're gonna go ahead and go into our development points. And we're going to unlock the advanced watering pumping station. Is that what it is? No, the water treatment plant is the thing we already have. I don't want that. And we already have a bit of industrial section going. We're going to bother Yukon Parkway over here, right? Mr. Jack Yukon of Yukon Motors is going to be gracious enough and allow us to pump our sewage into his property. It's probably a horrible place for this, but I'm okay with it. There's already pollution in this area, and that's the only reason I'm doing this over here. You know, I don't want to pollute a different area. So I'm gonna put it here. That'll be okay. I think this is already connected. Let's go ahead and get the advanced filtration system. Sure, we'll line this up over here. That'll be fine. This whole place has a big footprint. There we have it. And then we'll just soften this area up, make it feel a lot nicer. Just like that. Maybe a little bit more work over here on this side. Ooh, let's not do like that. That was a little weird. And soften that up, and that'll be good to go. But now, is this taking care of all of our sewage problems? Big time it is. I'll take it. We're burning a lot of money doing this, though. We deactivate this stuff. We could probably up taxes slightly. Get this back up to 10%. 8%. 10%. I don't know. Demand's still going up at 8%, so we'll keep it at 8%. I think that'll be good to go. But raises enough money for us to stay afloat. Because I'll probably turn these things back on. There we go. They're probably not necessary, honestly. We probably have enough pumping capacity, but I think I'm just going to leave it in here anyway. But this will deal with all of our sewage problems, and it'll pump out clean water anyway. So I think this will be good to go. Puts out 170,000 meters cubed of water. How much are these things putting out? Oh. So if we deactivate this, are we still good on water? Yep. Okay, cool. So we'll leave that off for now, and I think that'll be okay. Yeah, because we're still selling 116,000 cubic meters of water. So I think that's fine. How much does water even make us anyway? We lose money on water, which is fair. I don't think it's supposed to be a profitable thing anyway. Oh, very dark. Oh, we're in winter now. That's why everything's gonna get kind of gloomy. Here we go. I actually like how a lot of this stuff is turning out, if I'm being honest. Really enjoy this. Does this thing have extensions? It does. College library extension wings. I kind of want to run a bus. We have a bus through here, and now our population in this area went up. See? It went from 700 students to above 800 now, and it's going up pretty steadily. So once it's full, I think we'll have to expand this, but I think for now it's fine. I don't think there's a reason to invest more into this if there's no need to it. If there's no need for it, you know? But we will expand on this thing as soon as we need to. I really like how this building looks up here. I've always liked it. Here we go. Things are coming together a little bit more, which is super exciting to see. Elementary school students are our eligible students for high schools went up, I think, a pretty good amount, right? Yeah, it's still going up. And that's because more elementary school students are graduating, which means we're going to need more high schools pretty soon, which is kind of crazy, but I think it's okay. We also have a need for universities, so that's probably something we can do pretty soon. We have 60,000 people in our city, so we're definitely getting to a point where a university would be very beneficial, especially if we want to continue, you know, growing our population as a whole. So that's something to keep in mind. I really like how I really like this city, how it's turning out. The biggest grievance I have with the city right now is this railway. And I think if we're going to keep going with the city, I think it'd be a good idea to completely fix this whole system, because this is definitely not working. And I think it'll mean making a connection over here and bringing in rail all the way this way, and then building through the city, making the same connections we just had and putting this whole system back together that way. I think that makes a lot more sense than what we have right now. I'm being completely honest, which is a big project to tackle, but it's something I'm kind of ready for. Our highway system will probably need an upgrade soon. We just have the 4-lane highway ones over and over, which is good for now, but I think eventually it'll just become a giant problem and we won't have enough space for that kind of stuff. We're at 861 students. 823 just, whoa. Oh, I think people just graduated. That's probably what happened. Okay. So like student rates are going up, but at the same time, people are graduating every so often, and that's kind of what's taking those numbers down. But it's a good thing to have. People are graduating college, so creating a more educated population, which is only a good thing for a population. An educated population can lead to good things in the future, right? So definitely something that's good there. So I guess for now, I think we're in a good place to call it a day. And we haven't done one of these in a while, right? So please hit the like button. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And I think we're going to take inventory of our entire city today with a pretty extensive city tour. But till then, hope you stay fantastic, and we'll see you tomorrow.